Hey friends, happy full moon week. Not just the full moon, but we also have the beginning of the summer solstice when the sun moves into the sign of Capricorn this Thursday, June 20th, which is immediately followed by that full moon in Capricorn on Friday, June 21st. So here's something you may not know. We have been for the last about year and a half experiencing what's called a lunar reversal. And what that means is that the full moons have preceded the new moons. So let's take Capricorn and Cancer as an example. So when you look at the zodiac wheel up in the sky, it's like a big piece of pie divided into 12 slices. And directly across from one another, there are opposing signs. So in this example, we have Cancer on one side, and then we have Capricorn on the other. So in a typical lunar cycle, it first begins with the new moon in Cancer, followed 2 weeks later, approximately, by the full moon in Capricorn. But you'll notice that right now in this month of June, we're going to have that full moon in Capricorn, followed by on July 5th, the new moon in Cancer. But here's the cool part. It is all going to reset because we're not having just one full moon in Capricorn this month, but two. So at the end of the month on July 21st, we're going to have that second full moon in Capricorn. And that is going to reset the balance. Then moving forward, when the sun moves into Leo, we'll have the Leo new moon, followed by the Aquarius full moon. And then keep going forward, Virgo new moon, and the Pisces full moon. So we are resetting a major cycle here. It's kind of like we're getting ourselves back upright after the last year and a half. So maybe just think back to the last year and a half. And has the world felt a little upside down or weird, or you're trying to figure things out, or things are in a new pattern? Just, consider all of that, play with that, and see where you're at now. So talking about the Cancer Capricorn dynamic, it's one that's really interesting. I see like a push and a pull, or because Capricorn is known energetically for being the workhorse. And so this full moon, the first of the full moons, is happening at 1 degree. And then the second full moon towards the end of July is happening at the 29th degree of Capricorn. So Capricorn is really being highlighted in your chart. And Capricorn, like I said, is the work hard. It is the workhorse. It is the priorities and boundaries. It's ruled by Saturn. So it wants to get shit done, essentially. But then Cancer is totally the opposing energy of self-care and, doing the things that bring you joy and resting and relaxing. So we have these two full moons with this new moon in the middle of it. And it reminds me of when I was a kid. Also, Cancer rules, our ancestry and our family and our heritage and all of that. So this story of when I was a kid, when I would come home from school, what did I want to do? Of course, I wanted to play, right? I wanted to play, maybe even watch some TV, just kind of do that kind of stuff. But my mom was very clear that first you do your homework. That is the first thing you do when you get home, right? That's very Capricorn. Do your homework, and then you can play. Or to quote the great album by Pink Floyd, The Wall, when he says, for another brick in the wall, you can't eat your meat you can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat. How can you have your pudding? Oh, where does it go? If you don't eat your meat, that's right. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat, right? It's like, or do your homework and then play. It is that energy right now. So, it's summertime and a lot of us are wanting to go and adventure and play and escape and get away and step into that Cancer type energy. But the full moon, the double full moon, is reminding us, what are your responsibilities? What do you need to take care of first? Tend to that first, and then make sure that you are making time for self-care. Another example is from my daughter. So she is a Capricorn. She is a Capricorn through and through. Her work ethic is amazing and aspiring. And this summer, she chose to take on a job where she's working for a fireworks company. And so she's going to be working like crazy hours leading up to the 4th of July. And this was her choice, though. She said, I would rather up front, work hard 7 days a week, long days, and be done with my work by this new moon on July 5th, and then have the rest of the summer to just be free and to play. So it's very much that energy right now. So it is super helpful to know in your chart what house you have the sign of Capricorn in, because that can point you into a direction, what is being highlighted for you over these double full moons in Capricorn, and then also where you have Cancer, that it'll be the opposing sign for you, and what is being illuminated during this season specifically for you. So as always, if you want to know more about your astrological birth chart, if you head over to Let Love Rise, you can connect with me there and we can set up a phone call, a chat, and I can fill you in on all the good stuff, as long as you know the exact moment and location on the planet where you were born, because it's pretty much, when you do an astrological birth chart, it is a snapshot of the universe the moment you're born. Pretty cool stuff. So as we move into this new season of summer, it's also a great time to just reflect on what are the things that you love to do. I know for myself that there was a time period where I kind of lost myself, in being a mom and a wife and running a household, that I was so busy doing for others that I a little bit lost sight of, well, what brings me joy? What fills my cup? And it's really important to think about those things, and then not just to think about them, but then to actively pursue them. So one way you could do that is a little fun task that is in The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. By the way, you can join The Artist's Way at any time over the summer if you would like to walk the path of higher spiritual creativity this summer with us and the Let Love Rise tribe. We are on chapter 2, and the task that she puts out as one possible way to reconnect with your inner child is to write a list of 20 things that you like to do. So for me, it's everything from going to concerts, which I'm doing tonight, and taking walks with my dog, being at the dog park, which is where I'm filming right now, to, enjoying great conversations with friends, or dancing, doing yoga. All of those things help us reconnect with ourselves, and then carving out time, which is what the Artist's Way really helps us to do, is to put ourselves on our calendar for our own self-care and love and self-love, to do something for ourselves with only ourselves. So that's the challenge, but it is a fun one. So I invite you to play with that idea of 20 items that fill you up, that bring you joy, and then to actively pursue those things. But remember, as my mama said, do your homework first. Do the things that you must do first, because not only is that going to be more energetically aligned for you, but your future self is also going to thank you. And before I sign off here, speaking of energetic alignment, I want to officially welcome anybody who is looking to rebalance their equilibrium, to kind of pull everything, aligning your chakras, you're balancing your energies of light and dark, male and female, work and play, all of the opposing forces that we encounter day to day. I invite you to come on a magnificent retreat this fall for the fall equinox to Teotihuacan, Mexico. There is a link on the Let Love Rise page under events. It might be under the retreat page, but I'm experiencing a little bit of growing pains right now on the website, so hold some grace when you visit it. There's a link there where you can find out all that you need about the amazing activities that we're going to be doing there in this really transformational experience, visiting these sacred lands and tapping into the ancient wisdom of the Toltecs. And Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of The Four Agreements, talks about the Toltec way of being. And so we're going to continue to explore those ideas, work on just bringing ourselves back into balance. There's going to be lots of beautiful ceremonies and rituals, amazing experiences. You can check check it all out. It is called the Equinox Experience. So, and aligning your energies in Teotihuacan, Mexico, September 19th to 24th, plus an additional day if you want to stay to add a day of integration, which I highly recommend. So check that out. And for all things Let Love Rise, you can head over to my website. And one more thing that I want to invite you to, it's for anybody who is starting over right now, that is facing a new chapter and can use the supportive community of a tribe like the Let Love Rise tribe. And that is to join me on July 1st for Joso, the joy of starting over. So we're going to dive into the secrets of the Magi, this ancient prophetic book of wisdom that is what we call a standard deck of playing cards, and how the Magi wisdom can help you attune with your own energies and see what is coming your way to help you navigate, the waves of life. And when we are starting over, especially when we're moving through loss and grief and heartache, it is helpful to have all the tools possible in our spiritual tool belt. So join me on July 1st. I'm going to be doing a one-day, let's call it just a virtual class. It is an invitation to have a sneak peek of what it is like to be a Let Love Rise member. We have weekly Monday calls. You could attend live or you can catch the replay. And same for this event, the joy of starting over, the secrets of the Magi. All the information is once again on the website, letloverise.com. And please leave a comment below. How are you going to seek out some self-care during this Cancer season? How are you going to pour into yourself this Cancer season? I would love to know, what are the things that light you up and fill you with joy? And more than anything else, just really during this double full moon month in Capricorn is explore your own balance, your relationship between work and play. And let me know how it's going. I am here to encourage, support, guide you along every step of your journey if that is something that you desire. So reach out, leave a message, and please like, subscribe, and share, and help me spread the message here that together we are going to let love rise, the greatest energy in the universe that exists. We are stronger together. Thanks for listening. See you for the new moon on July 5th. Until then, have a great start to your summer. Namaste.